Good morning, everyone. Today we will talk about chemical coordination in plants. Now, what is chemical coordination in plants? As we all know that all living things move, so as plants. What is the difference in the movement of a plant and animal? Difference in movements of plants and animal is due to different modes of nutrition. Plants, they synthesize their own food, while animals, they are dependent on plants directly or indirectly. Hence, bodily movement in plants is not needed, while it is very essential in animals. Now, these movements are caused due to changes in the external as well as internal factors of a plant. Such changes occur in the external or internal environment of organism, and they are called stimuli, and the resulting actions or the movements caused by the stimuli are called responses. Now plants respond to stimuli. It produces few chemical compounds called hormones that work as messengers. So these compounds are similar to hormones found in animals. That is, they are produced in one area of a plant and transported around the body of the plant and have their effects at a different location. That is, they are produced at one side, but they give their effect at a totally different location. Let's see the next slide. Let's see our next slide. Plant hormones. They are very simple organic substances which are transported through xylem, phloem, or by diffusion. They are produced in one part of a plant and transported to the other. That means their production site is different, and the site where they will give their effect is totally different. No specific organs are involved in the synthesis of the plant hormones. And what are the plant hormones? Here I have given the examples: auxin, cytokinin, ethylene, gibberellins. These all are the examples of plant hormones. In simple words, we can say that plants respond to external or internal stimuli by producing chemical compounds which are known as hormones. Now, plants respond to variety of stimuli like light, water, temperature, gravity. Now this term hormone, it was first used by William Bayliss and Ernest Starling in 1902. And this term, why do we say it phytohormone? Because it was coined to distinguish between animal hormone and the plant hormones. That's why the plant hormones are known as phytohormone. Otherwise, a common term for these chemicals are hormone. We use a very common term, that is hormone. But specially for the plant hormone, we use a term that is known as phytohormone. Now, one by one, we will study about the functions of these all plant hormones. Let us study about the auxin first. So, this term auxin was first coined by F.W. Wendt in 1928 from the Greek word auxine, which means to grow. It is the first growth hormone. Please note, it is the first growth hormone discovered in plant, and it is a very powerful growth stimulant, and it is quite effective even at a very low concentration. IAA, that is indole 3-acetic acid. It is the main natural auxin that is found in plants. Now we will do the functions of auxins. Now auxin, it promotes growth of plants. They are secreted by the cells present at the tips of stems and the shoots. Therefore, auxins, it control the phototropic and geotropic movement of plants. Now, what is phototropic movement? Photo means light, light related stimuli. Geotropic means earth. Okay, so it controls these all movements in plants. Auxin, it also accelerate growth of stems, but it reduce the growth in roots, but it speed up the growth of plants. Synthetic auxins, they are used in horticulture. Now it promote the growth of apical bud and inhibit the growth of lateral buds. So this is known as apical dominance. Okay, I am going to repeat it again. It promote the growth of apical bud in the plants, but it inhibit or stop the growth of lateral bud. So this is known as apical dominance. It induce fruit formation without fertilization. Okay, it induce fruit formation without fertilization. This phenomena is known as parthenocarpy, and such fruits are also known as parthenocarpic fruits. All right, so that's all about auxin. Let's do the next hormone, gibberellins. Now gibberellins, they are another kind of plant hormones, and they promote cell differentiation in the presence of auxins. They break seed dormancy, thus help in the germination. They also break dormancy in birds. They stimulate elongation of shoots. They stimulate elongation of shoots. They delay senescence. Senescence means aging of a plant. Promote the growth of internodes by cell elongation. So these are the functions of gibberellins. And gibberellins, they are also widely used in the horticulture and food industries. These hormones, they enhance longitudinal growth of internodes in dwarf plants. They are used commercially to increase the length of grapes, elongate apples, improve their shape, and gibberellic acid is used to speed up the malting process in brewing industries. Now, let's do the next hormone, that is cytokinins. Now, cytokinins, they have been discovered uh, in 1950s by Skoog and Miller, and they are widely distributed in plants, and especially they are produced in root tips and transported through xylem cells. Now they promote cell division in plants, they delay aging of leaves, they promote opening of stomata, and also they promote fruit growth, and they break seed dormancy also just like gibberellins, and they promote germination. They promote chlorophyll synthesis in the chloroplast and delay leaf senescence. Cytokinins also inhibit apical dominance. Now in the auxins we have learned that they promote apical, they that the auxins, they induce the growth of apical bud, and they dominate, and they induce the growth of apical bud, but they stop the growth of lateral buds. This is known as apical dominance. But here it is totally opposite in cytokinins. Cytokinins, they inhibit the apical dominance. That means they stop the growth of apical bud. Now the next hormone, now we will study about. Here I have given a picture in which I have tried to show you the apical bud, the nodes, the internodes, and the axillary buds, and the lateral buds are the side buds. Okay, you can see the sideways. The side buds are known as the lateral buds, and the elongation bud, the straight bud which is going upwards, that is known as the apical bud. Okay, this is known as the apical bud, and the lateral buds are the side buds. And you can see the nodes, the internode. What is the internode? It is the distance between two nodes in the plant. It is known as internode. So this diagram will help you to understand all the terms which I have used here. Now let's go to the next slide. Now next we will read about abscisic acid. Its short form is ABA. Kindly note these all things because these short forms are usually asked in the board exam. ABA, that is abscisic acid. So here abscisic acid, it is a growth retarding hormone, and it is found in angiosperms, gymnosperms, pteridophytes, and some mosses. It acts as a growth inhibitor. Okay, so it inhibits the growth. It promotes dormancy in seeds and buds. It promotes closing of stomata. It promotes abscission. Abscission is wilting and falling of leaves. Det- It helps in the detachment of flowers and fruits from the plants. Okay, and and it stimulates the closure of stomata, as I have already told you, in the epidermis, and it also increases the tolerance of plants to various kinds of stresses. So we also call it stress hormone. Okay, so this is very important point, that we call it stress hormone since it increases the tolerance of plants to various kinds of stresses. Okay, so let's go to the next, that is ethylene. Now, very important, this hormone is also one of the most important hormones since it is the only hormone which is a gas at ordinary temperature, and it is produced in fruits and it remain in the same fruit. Okay, it doesn't happen with this hormone like we have studied about the hormone, that they are produced at one site and they produce their effect on the another side. But with ethylene, it remains in the fruits only. It is produced in the fruits and remain in the fruits only, since it is the only hormone which is gas at ordinary temperature. And ethylene is, it is produced in higher plants and fungi, and all living cells, they are capable of producing ethylene, but more ethylene is produced in meristematic tissues. Now, what are the functions of ethylene? It helps in the reduction in stem elongation, and also it helps in the acceleration of senescence, that is aging, and it helps in the ripening of fruits, promoting, it promotes root growth and root hair formation. It induce, like for example, it induce flowering in mangoes. It initiate germination, as we have talked about the germination. It initiate germination, like for example in peanut seeds. It helps in sprouting. For example, potato tuber. It helps in the sprouting of potato tuber. So thus ethylene is most widely used plant hormone, and it is most widely used hormone that is used in agriculture. Thank you, children. That's all about plant hormone. In the next session, we will talk about the tropic movements in plants. Till then, kindly watch this presentation carefully and try to learn all the functions of these hormones. Thank you.